What's going on? Jethro here's hoarding the last of the peanuts. My own stash. I found it in there.
What about the rest of the food?
There is no rest of the food, dude. We kind of ate it all.
I ate it all.
What?
Screw you. You do not have the slightest idea
much better
what
idea
I
than
am
you
thinking.
think I
No,
do.
you don't.
Don't you feel sorry for me?
What I did today, what I almost did, I swore to do never again.
But if we can't live together, we're gonna die alone.
This episode focuses on John Locke, a man who has been shrouded in mystery for the past 3 episodes. So far, he's taken interest in Walt and confided in him a personal secret. Unlike Kate episodes, these are usually good. When it comes to this character, I have very mixed feelings. He takes many twists and turns throughout the series, so it's very hard to form a solid opinion. There's many sides to him. There's angry Locke, sad and pathetic Locke, confident Locke, smug Locke, and calm Locke. I think this character is one of the most complex and compelling characters in the show. A lot of this is thanks to Terry O'Quinn, who plays the role so well that I'm convinced he's a real person. To begin this episode, we're taken back to moments after the plane crashed. He's pretty chill about the whole thing. Oh, and the cameraman is focused on his foot. You may want to think about what that means. Vincent is barking a lot at something and woke everyone up. There's something out in the jungle making noise besides Vincent, so everyone investigates.
I'm gonna shed some light on this thing.
It's a hellbore! This is where the episode begins to lose me. It's literally a jumble of ideas thrown together. This plot focuses on giving the people who died in the crash a funeral and burning the fuselage, along with the bodies.
Need to burn them.
They're people.
Ever heard of cremation, Kate? Why would we waste screen time on giving these extras on the plane a send-off? Well, the people who wrote this episode obviously needed filler, because they came up with nothing.
I'm making an antenna of sorts, with a few of these mounted at different points on the island. I may be able to use the transceiver to triangulate the signal, find out where it's coming from.
So what can I do to help?
This is a question that's best left unanswered, and in the future, he'll be wiser than to accept her help.
We can find food. There are plenty of things on this island we can use for sustenance.
And exactly how are we gonna find the sustenance?
We hunt. Okay, Mr. Locke, what is it that we're hunting? We know there are wild boar on the island. Razorbacks by the look of them. The ones that came into the camp last night were piglets. 150 pounds each. Which means that there's a mother nearby. A 250-pound rat with scimitar-like tusks and a surly disposition who'd love nothing more than to eviscerate anything comes near. Boar's usual mode of attack is to circle around and charge from behind, so I figure it'll take at least 3 of us to distract her long enough for me to flank one of the piglets, pin it, and slit its throat.
Who's bad? John Locke, that's who. The man carries a case of knives with him and speaks of killing things. He always enjoys a good slaughter, as you'll soon learn. And so do I. We finally get our first flashback of Mr. Locke. Let the comedy ours and misery his begin.
Go ahead.
Target area is acquired. Maneuvers are a go for 1,300 hours. Repeat, we are a go.
Roger that. We'll convene at the usual rendezvous point at 1,300 hours.
Locke, I told you I need those TPS reports done by noon today. Not 12:30, not 12:15, noon.
I heard you the first time, Randy.
I know personal calls during office hours, Colonel.
Awkward scene again. This time it's with all 3 of our awkward trio. Michael tries to get Son to watch his boy and the dog, while he goes hunt boar with Locke. It has to be watched to fully experience it.
Because I said so.
Hi.
Hi, excuse me. I am going off, away to a hunt, and I was wondering if you, if you could keep an eye on my boy, Walt, and I'm Michael. Anyway, could you watch him for me until I come back?
아드님은 제가 잘 돌보고 있을게요.
Sorry, I don't understand, but you're cool with this, right?
네.
Boone and Shannon have a spat about the same thing we all know and are happy to say. She's useless, does nothing, and something about how she can't catch a fish, and Shannon wants to go prove it to him that she can. How old are we again? Is there any reason I should care about this? So she uses Charlie to get a fish. Then Charlie gets Hurley's help, and unfortunately I get to see him in a wet tee. This is something I wish could be unseen. Boar hunting class is in session. Locke schools Michael about boar tusks rubbing against trees to make marks. He's all like, "What that mean, dude? I just cook 'em and eat 'ems." Boone starts to get on my bad side real fast. He's really concerned for Rose. Yeah, Rose. Boone whines and gets Jack to talk to her. Nothing here worth even mentioning. It's Rose. She does nothing. Just another side plot. Back to boar hunting, they're hot on the trail, and Michael has another moment of pure fail by not understanding what hand signals are.
Hey, quit giving us the steal signal.
He gets hurt, rightfully so, for being an idiot. Hey, they focused on his shoe again. What do you think this means? Board games at the office with John Locke. Randy berates John and eats in the most annoying way possible. I hate it when people eat the way he does. This should be considered a trope considering how many people do this on television, never mind real life. Locke speaks of destiny and tells Randy,
Don't tell me what I can't do.
you'll hear this one a lot. Just remember, you don't tell him what he can't do. Hey, what do you think they're trying to tell us? Did you get it yet? Locke talks with this stranger on the phone and asks her to go on a walkabout with him. You see, the walkabout is a spiritual journey of becoming one with the earth.
John, we've talked about this. I like
I
you,
know.
and I've enjoyed talking with you these
So have I.
past few months.
8 months.
I'm not allowed to meet customers.
A customer. Is that what I am to you?
This isn't really normal. I mean, it isn't what I do. I don't. Maybe you should find I don't know, a therapist.
I have a therapist.
John.
I thought you understood, Helen. You know me better than anyone.
John, if we talk any longer, I'm gonna have to charge you for another hour. That's another $89.95. You can't.
Look, I don't care about the money. I just.
I'm sorry, John. I gotta go.
No, Helen!
Stupid. Kate climbs a tree. Could she be more resourceful than we thought? No, she fumbles the transceiver, destroying it, and any hope of contacting help. Locke goes in the jungle alone, hunting the boar. I guess he didn't need them after all. Jack talks with Rose about boring stuff after Boone twisted his arm.
Doctor? You coming?
You're just tired, Jack. You need some rest. Turns out Charlie got the fish, but he soon learns the truth.
Oh, you don't mind al fresco? Yeah, there's no problem.
No, that one actually gave me a hell of a tussle, but you have to get inside the mind of the fish, you know. I got it in the shallows, I cornered it.
Oh, what's the matter? Can't stand to see me bending for myself?
I'm so sorry about this,
Well,
seriously.
No, it's okay.
What are you apologizing to him
for you, for using this poor guy like you use everyone else.
Oh, whatever.
Somewhere in your twisted little brain, you think this proves that you can take care of yourself.
I told you I'd catch a fish, didn't I?
That's low, Shan, even for you.
Oh, go rescue a baby bird or something.
Awkward and pointless fuselage funeral scene. That's a tongue twister. Claire's awkward reading of the manifest and giving one-liner eulogies is likely how the writers presented this script. Since Stranger Girl rejected him, Locke goes alone to Australia to go on the Walkabout, and they reject him because of his condition. Locke goes on a tirade about destiny and telling people to not tell him what he can't do. Oh hey, what was that I just saw him in? What's going on? Hey, do you get it yet? I was really coming into this episode with optimism, as I had fond memories of it. The Locke flashbacks were good, and the hunting scenes were as well. The rest? Garbage. When you get down to it, this episode was almost entirely made out of deleted scenes. There was too much effort towards really shocking the viewer into finding out the reason why John kept checking his feet. This doesn't work when they use foreshadowing so heavy that you'd think you were mid-solar eclipse. The episode gets a 6. The performance by Terry O'Quinn and Michael being injured gives it the extra point. Also, having very little of Kate helps too. This is really a perfect example of what happens when you write an episode being mostly a sequence of random events, with the conclusion that even the most struggling light on the Christmas tree would have figured at the beginning of the episode.
I'm sorry. Guess I should have gotten the warranty.